Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baku, a street circuit that I actually like. A street circuit where the cars spend more time bouncing off walls than they actually spend on track. The bright blue skyscrapers of Baku, while the countryside still looks quite Borat-y. And the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, which... actually, we've not got time for that. Never mind. Let's start with Max Verstappen, the man who started from pole and made the rather suspicious call to start on hard tyres. On the grid, everyone had thought he'd lost his mind, or at least had a domestic with his boyfriend come race engineer GP. But Max, being Max, the sort of driver that could bolt shopping trolley wheels onto his car and still win by half a lap, the gamble paid off. But as everyone else shredded their mediums, Max just carried on like a cockroach in a post-nuclear war zone. But by lap 20 he looked so comfortable that he could have stopped to have a kebab and then rejoined the race and probably still pulled out a decent lead. Then we have Carlos Sainz. Somehow, don't ask me how, he wrestled his Williams onto the podium. This is the sporting equivalent of trying to get a piano up a staircase while being given instructions by J.K. Simmons. That's a bit of a niche one, if I'm honest. Whiplash is a good movie though. I mean, Carlos has had lots of experience driving tractors from his time self-harming in Maranello. Over at the Maranello team, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc had a rather public spat over track position after the race. Honestly, I thought Ferrari would not be the team arguing over team orders. The two drivers sounded less like drivers and sounded more like a couple of piss-soaked old pensioners fighting over the last pork pie at a village fete. I mean, one of them is a pensioner at this point. And of course, this being Ferrari, after the race there was a load of rumours swirling round of varying degrees. The main one being that Ferrari were losing lots and lots of employees over to Audi. Fred Vasseur obviously called this complete rubbish and said that they'd taken on like 30 people and lost 30 people, and that's just staff turnover. But if this is the case, and Ferrari is denying it, Ferrari do have a history of denying the blindingly obvious. But then Ferrari also denied that their 2019 car was completely legal, which it was, apart from the fuel pump. And when they were asked, "Is everything legal on your car?" they said yes. And then all of a sudden, the car became quite slow. And McLaren had the opportunity to seal the Constructors title for their team, get the bonus. Everyone in the factory gets their bonus. They've got the Constructors. That's what they matter about. Let the drivers fight it out. Never mind about that. They've got the Constructors. Happy days. Bye Baku. 9 races left. Hunky fucking dory. No, they fucked it. Well, Piastri fucked it. It would have been far too straightforward for them to have won the Constructors' Championship with 9 races left. Instead, they missed the opportunity with all of the grace of a toddler missing the potty. So they haven't beaten Ferrari to it, and now the floor's covered in shit. Going back to Oscar Piastri, it seems that he's been drinking out of Lando's bottle. First he jumped the start, then his steering wheel shat itself, then he locked up and knocked it into the wall at quite a slow speed, like your nan in Tesco's car park. Asked afterwards, Piastri said it was
not my finest moment.
Which is true, but losing the opportunity of clinching the Constructors' title this early on is not so much not a fine moment, it's a bit of a catastrophe. And all it's doing is giving fodder to the Lando edgelords so they can say shit like this. I mean, how small does your life have to be for you to see the shooting of Charlie Kirk and go, I'm going to relate that to Formula One? Fucking morons. Back to Carlos Sainz. Williams managed to grab a nice little podium, but not in the normal way that Williams grabs a podium, by an opportunistic tyre strategy when it rains, or say if the other drivers all put diesel in their cars rather than petrol, or they go up on the podium after everyone has gone and pretend that they got a podium, but they still don't, even with no one there, they still don't stand on the top step. They're still, even in their fantasy, they're still quite measured about it and stand on like second. Or God forbid, the GOAT, his royal strollness, comes out of nowhere and manages to slap in a decent result. God, that was an incredibly long time ago when you think about it. No, they did it all on their very own, completely on merit, Spanish sexy skill, raw Oxfordshire power, and sheer hate towards the man who took your seat. And so, in a gesture of fun and genuine admiration, Daddy Wolff decides to send champagne and chocky to James Vowles with the note, "You lucky bastard." Oh, but no, Daddy Wolff. Not luck at all. James Vowles is the man with full control. He has a great and respected driver. He has a great and experienced fetus. No Claire Williams acting like a jittery mother at a wedding, and a venture capital firm ready to spunk money up the wall for their own personal amusement.
Rich! Millionaire!
In the boardroom drama department, as it turns out, sending a picture of what may or may not be your penis to a secretary or whatever she was is the best thing that you could do for your finances. Horner does that and gets 100 mil. I do that and I get a visit from the authorities. Red Bull decide to chuck a whole load of cash at Christian Horner, cash that probably could be used to prop up the Azerbaijani economy. Imagine being paid to just go away. Speaking of being paid to go away, why not have a look at my Patreon, link in description. There's lots of stuff on there, including my rather new problematic podcast, which I'm not even going to go into. Also, you can go and have a look at my other channel, which is more car-based, if you're interested, or just want to support me. So Horner's off, and Max has gone back to hoovering up trophies, while Zach Brown figures out who he likes more. Oscar or Lando? He's just flipping coins. Red Bull seems to have pulled their fingers out with this set of new upgrades, and the skinny James May gets to take all the credit and herald they are entering a new era of Red Bull. Sweeping out the old, bringing in the new, no fingering interns, just strong and stable leadership. So he's the flavour of the month, and Max is back on the podiums. So the Red Bull upgrades that are making Red Bull again were brought in by Christian Horner at Silverstone. But hey ho, he gets to come back next year, start with a new team, and until then he can take a nice little quiet holiday. After the race, everybody packed up and made their way home. Apart from Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, the two former lovebirds had to make their way out of Azerbaijan in a slightly more traditional way. No, they did get out of Baku, but they had to land in Italy because a storm was over Nice airport, so they couldn't get back to Monaco. So they ended up renting a van somewhere in the middle of Italy and driving back. They made it home living their Max and Paddy fantasy on the way back, hopefully stopping at a border cash and carry to load up on beer. I mean, I know I would. And of course they posted about it, which meant the ovaries of all of the female tifosi literally exploded all over the comment section. My Charlos heart. Charlos forever. C-squared back in action. Charlos forever. How do I order these specific Uber drivers? Together or nothing. Who is this creature? What is wrong with it? I'm hoping these are bots. I really hope these are bots. No posts yet, that makes sense. WhatsApp, better together. Could this be the storyline for a new F1 movie? It's nice to see my parents back together, divorced couple. Mr. Smooth posted a sketch on this. VistaJet. Oh, honestly, what is... I'm not crying, you are. Charlos, young couple. Honestly, what is wrong with these people? Legendary, a child of divorce, iconic. And then, hang on a minute, what's this? God communicates with everyone at the soul's level directly in words, and everyone right now. Everyone communicates with God. Oh, God. Let's talk about some more paddock gossip. It's looking increasingly likely that Yuki Tsunoda may be out of Red Bull next year, or at least demoted back to the sister team. Because finishing outside the points and shouting down the radio isn't normally what Red Bull like, and he's kind of making a habit of it. Who could replace him? Names like Isaac Hadjar and Arvid Lindblad have been tossed about. Bright, shiny child protégés with fast reflexes and zero sweary baggage. Which of course means Red Bull will probably ruin them. They'll be in therapy or armed to the teeth within 3 months. That team treats their junior drivers like disposable razors, like one go and then they're gone. Or if you want my opinion as a professional F1 pundit with such integrity and journalistic standards, my mate F1 XED won't even mention me. I've got a different opinion. My thoughts are they'll leave Yuki where he is and see how he gets on with new regulations and a brand new car. He's stepped into a Red Bull designed entirely around Verstappen's needs, and hopefully a fresh car will allow him to make his own way. Or he won't, he'll be swapped for Isaac Hadjar, and Hadjar will get into a car designed for Verstappen, modified by Yuki, and he'll have real trouble making it work for him. Rinse and repeat, typical Red Bull activity. So to sum up, Verstappen pulled off a rather brilliant strategy. Ferrari managed to fight themselves more than they fought anyone else. McLaren bottled the Constructors' Championship for the time being. Piastri seems to be doing it for the plot, just to make life interesting. Toto knows the word bastard, and Charles and Carlos know how to drive a van. Carried on like a cockroach in a post-apocalyptic like a cockroach in a post-nuclear war zone. Get the fuck in, you fucking idiot. And Herald Red Bull has entered a new dawn. Motherfucker.
I'll make that deal. How about you, you bitch? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.